Becky's a shoo-in. She gonna get the job. She's gonna get that place in that school that she wants to get into. You know, it's just, you gotta find the loopholes in life. John, where you been at? Like, I don't know who you are. Nah, since you wanna laugh in the back of my classroom. What's good, you guys? Welcome back to my channel. My name is Jade. And if you're new here, let's see, let me tell y'all some things about me. I'm 21 years old. I'll be 22 in May, and not in school right now. And I am a part-time YouTuber slash content creator. I really am a full-time content creator, but my main job is more corporate, and this is creative. But as y'all saw by the title, this is a high school tools and tips for success. I'm really just gonna be giving y'all the real deal about your do's and don'ts, just some advice that I can give you guys as a girl in her 20s, just about life, some things that I wish I would have learned early on, some things that I wish I would have did early on, some things that I did do early on. You guys are just going to be learning from my experiences, and I just want to be able to share that with you guys. So let's get into it. You know, I have some topics here that I felt like I could share with you guys. If I miss anything, leave it down in the comments. I'll answer it for you, or I'll make another video. It's coming from the heart. Let me tell you right now, I am not going to tell y'all anything that's not for your best interest. So, you know, do with this information what you will. I'm not saying you have to listen to it. I'm not saying that it's, you know, all right. It's just what I've learned from my experiences and what I feel like would best help you in the future. So yeah, first things first, I want to show you guys what I looked like in high school. I'll insert some pics, and this is me now. I don't feel like I've changed too much. I feel like I still kind of look the same. It's, you know, it just, I've changed a little bit, very much. I've changed a lot intellectually, but I feel like physically I haven't really changed that much. First things first, I want to talk about is start thinking about your future. You want to start thinking about whether you want to go to college, whether you don't want to go to college. All of that matters, and you should probably start thinking about that in 8th grade. I'm not gonna lie, because a lot of the things that you do throughout high school are going to be geared towards whether you're going to college or not. But yeah, so start thinking about what career you want to get into. Start thinking about what college you want to get into and where you want to go to college. Do you want to be out of state? Do you want to be in state? How much money is it going to cost to get into that college? Are you going to get scholarships, grants, whatever, financial aid? All of that stuff matters. And start figuring out what you want to do or how you're going to do all of that, you know, because it takes a lot of planning to just set yourself up for success. Also, take the time to figure out what kind of career that you want for yourself. Find out what you're good at. Find out what your skills are, because the sooner you find that out, the sooner you're able to start making some money and filling your pockets. The thing is about life, if you know how to cut hair, you can start making money off of cutting hair. That's an easy, you know, $25, $30, $50, depending on, you know, what it is. If you know how to braid hair, that's money in your pocket, you know, and you turn that into a side hustle, that's money. That's money in your pocket. That's money you could use to start saving. That's the money you could use to start investing in the career that you actually want to do. That's college money. You can start saving up. When I tell you, save your money, because the way that the economy is right now, I wish I would have started saving in pre-K. So that should tell you. That should tell you what you need to be doing right now. Of course, prioritize being a kid and being young and having fun. But I definitely wish that I would have started learning how to budget my money, how to manage my money. And, because you can make money, but if you don't know how to manage it, if you don't know what to do with that money, where to put it, where to invest it, you can lose it as quick as you make it. And it's going to be like, it's a waste of your time for real. So it's like, definitely take the time to educate yourself on what to do with your money and how to manage it, because you're not going to learn it in school. They're not going to teach you. There's not going to be a class unless you go to like a super fancy school or a private school. If you go to a regular public school, 9 times out of 10, 9.9 times out of 10, you're not going to learn that in school. Of course, literally, it was an online course that we had to complete within a certain amount of weeks. Nobody taught it to us. We watched videos, we clicked on stuff, and that was it. That's not enough. You're still going to be asking your parents how to do certain things. You're still going to be wondering, how do I do this? How do I do that? When, you could take the time now to watch a couple videos on YouTube, maybe one video a day, take some notes, and you don't even have to study it, but you have the notes and it's in your brain for when you get to this point. That's what I suggest. It's your life at the end of the day. People are going to try to tell you what you need to do, where you need to go, and how you need to live your life. I'm not going to tell you not to listen to them. It just depends. You want to listen to the people that have your best interests at heart, that genuinely want the best for you, that genuinely want you to live in your purpose, to walk in your purpose, that genuinely want to see you doing well, that don't expect you to live the dreams that they never fulfilled for themselves. Just things like that you want to pay attention to and discern for yourself whether this lines up with the vision that I have for myself and the vision that God has for you. So don't let people try to make you do something that you know, and keyword on know, that you know is not for you. What I mean by that is, it's very much necessary for you to get an education, but at the end of the day, you don't necessarily need to go to a 4-year. Number one, you can save money and go get you a trade or a certificate or your associate's degree instead of going to a 4-year and spending all this money when, on something that you really didn't have to do all of that for. Now, if you're trying to become an engineer, a doctor, a lawyer, a politician, something like that, then yes, you definitely need to go to school. It's worth it. Do what you got to do. But there are easier ways to do things, easier ways to save money. It's just, you got to find the loopholes in life. That's another thing. You have to understand where the loopholes are. Start learning, getting in with the right people, all of that stuff. It's whole thing. All of this is connected. You'll see. But just know it's your life, and at the end of the day, you want to go to a college that you're gonna feel comfortable with. That has a lot to do with what I was saying about being in state or out of state. If you don't want to be far from home, then don't be far from home, But you also do want to get out of your comfort zone. But you have to know the difference of getting out of your comfort zone and knowing when you're just simply not ready for something. But you'll learn all of that when, going through high school and everything. But if you're a senior, and it's really just about knowing yourself and knowing, okay, am I going to be happy living out of state? Or would I much rather prefer being here, chilling? Because there are schools that are, not too far from home, about an hour drive, but you're still far from home because I know you want your freedom. So it's there's a balance to it, there's a balance, but you just have to find that balance for you. Don't go to a college just because your best friend is going to a college. Don't go to a college just because this boy that you like is going to this college, because I promise you, you're gonna regret it. Just go to a college for you and where you want to go for your career, because that, at the end of the day, if you waste it on something like that, it's going to be a waste of money. That's a lot of money. It's a lot of debt that you're putting yourself or your parents into, and it's just not worth it. Like, you're going to be mad when that relationship ends, however it ends, and you based your whole life on basically this other person. It's not worth it. Choose you, babe. Choose you. This goes for my men, okay, as well. Don't choose a college just for some girl because she's going here and da-da-da. Like, no, like, focus on yourself. Do you, boo. While you're in high school, while you're in college, join clubs, sports, and just get involved in general. And I'll give you 3 reasons why. Number 1, your social life is important. You have to be comfortable with being alone. That is also necessary. Being comfortable with being single, being comfortable with just being to yourself, and just being comfortable with yourself, and, you know, not always being around people. But at the same time, there's a pastor, his name is Pastor Michael Todd, and he said this, and it has stuck with me ever since I heard it. And basically he was saying, you know, in the Bible, when God says that God made light and he said that it was good, God made the earth and he said it was good, God made, you know, man, that was good, yada yada. The first time that God says that something is not good was when he saw that man was alone. When he created Adam and he saw that Adam was by himself. He had no other human to interact with, to talk to be around, all of that stuff. When he saw that Adam was alone, that's when he was like, all right, I need to make Eve, you know, because you're by yourself. And that's a whole other story. But the point of it is, you need people. Don't stay in your room all the time. Get out, start meeting people. You need a social life. But on top of that, life is about who you know and who knows you. It's not about what you know. Because at the end of the day, that person that's in position and in higher power or whatever in that company, at that school, choosing between 2 people who are waitlisted, or for that job that you're just trying to get at Chick-fil-A, it's that simple. Like, they're going to choose, oh, I know little Becky from down the street, whereas John, where you been at? Like, I don't know who you are. I know that she's a straight A student. She listens to her parents. She's involved in all of these clubs. She's well-rounded. She's knowledgeable. And all of that tells you what you need to know about a person. You know what I'm saying? But it's like, if you don't know who this person is, Becky's a shoo-in. She gonna get the job. She's gonna get that place in that school that she wants to get into. So my point is, get involved, and definitely be that social butterfly. There's nothing wrong with it, but it's like, you just have to know that there's a time and a place for everything. Second thing is scholarships. You definitely want to start thinking about, your future financially, especially when it comes to school. And a lot of those clubs can provide you with free money. There's a difference between loans and free money. Loans, you have to pay back. Free money is, oh, I won this business competition. I just got $2,000 on my books, or $2,000 towards room and board, or $2,000 to just buy whatever you need for school. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes it's a full ride. Sometimes those clubs have connections to the opportunity that can give you a full ride. Like, it's all intertwined. It's all intertwined. I'm telling you, get involved, please. Especially if you're thinking about going to a really nice school that's gonna cost some money, and you want to start early. 9th grade, 10th grade, 11th grade, 12th grade, that's when you should be getting involved. in things. But you don't want to overload yourself as well. You still, again, you want to make time for having fun with friends and on the weekend, because I was in theater, I was in DECA, I was in chorus, I was in National Black NBA Leaders of Tomorrow program. Those 4 things alone took up every weekend of the month for me. I had no free time. I did things, and I had some occasions where, like I could do stuff, but it was like I had a schedule. Like, you had to book with me in advance. Till this day, you still gotta book with me in advance. But like, even then, it was like I need to know like 2 months out, like when your birthday party is, if I can come or not. And and that's not a bad thing, because it teaches you how to handle time management and scheduling and all that stuff. But it's like, again, you have to know your future and what you want for yourself, because sometimes your future is going to require that of you. So you just got to be prepared to put the work in, basically, and understand if you want a certain quality of life, if you have a certain lifestyle in mind that you want to live, you have to understand and learn early on, okay, how much work is it going to take for me to put in to get to where I want to be? Because otherwise, some of those things that you're doing right now that seems like a lot, it's setting you up for success. So, and lastly, again, all of that stuff about being involved, joining clubs, doing sports, it's just experience under your belt. The more experience that you have, the better chance you have at getting a job, basically, or getting into a school that you want, or even an internship. It just betters your chances of getting into places that you want to get into. Be selective of the people that you have around you. Everybody is not for you. Everybody is not your friend. Everybody does not care about you the way that they say that they care about you. And just like those relationships that y'all are getting into, and you're learning about red flags, and you're learning about this, and you're learning about that, that goes for friendships as well. That goes for acquaintances as well. Because if Johnny is getting in trouble all the time, I never associated myself with those people a lot, because I knew how much harder it was going to make my life in the classroom. Like people, I don't know, it just, when I asked for extra credit, teachers were like, okay, I mess with you on some extra credit just because I know you're a good student, or because I know you really work hard. Whereas, the class clown and his friends, it's like, nah, since you want to laugh in the back of my classroom, you don't need no extra credit. It's just like, that's just how life works. So, or even, it might not even be that. It might be somebody that's just genuinely making some seriously bad decisions. And it's like, you don't want to be associated with those people because they're a reflection of who you are. And you just don't want that. You don't want that kind of energy. Like all of that plays a role in your personal development just as a person. So I would advise that you be very selective about the people that you keep around you. Sometimes people spread rumors about people. People are bullies. So yeah, just be very selective about the people that you have around you. People are backstabbing. You would think, oh, they would never do me like this. Yes, they will. Yes, they will. This next one is a very, very big one. Try to understand how you learn. What is your learning style? Are you a visual learner, and do you learn by listening to things, which is through audio, or do you learn better from reading things, which is like the traditional read your textbook, which never worked for me. Never, especially as somebody with ADD, which I was medically diagnosed. There are a lot of people out there that claim that they have ADD, and yes, they might have the same symptoms or whatever, which is cool, and maybe they might have it, but I feel like unless you have not been, you shouldn't be medically diagnosed to really just say I have ADD, but it is also good to understand yourself. And, if you have similar symptoms to someone with ADD, then it's like, okay, maybe that will help you discover your learning style. So just pay attention to how you grasp things in the classroom, at home, when people say things to you. How do you remember other people? Are you, do you remember faces better, or do you remember names? Little things like that. Are you better at math, or are you better at reading and science? But definitely learn just how your brain works, your strengths and weaknesses, because that's going to help you navigate high school and college a lot better. Understanding, do I need to be in a quiet space where no one's around me with no noise to distract me? Or do I work better where I'm by myself, but there's people around me, like sitting at Panera, sitting at Starbucks, getting my homework done? Because you could tell your mom, like, hey, can I go sit at Starbucks and get my work done? The stimulation just helps me. Or, maybe you just need to figure that out. Are you more productive in this setting or in this setting? Because that's going to let you know. That's going to help you in the long run. Especially when you get to college and you're just trying to figure out, like, why can't I focus sitting at my desk in my dorm room where, there are no distractions, and you're thinking that it's good for you, whereas you might do better sitting in a public library where there's still people around to stimulate the background. I don't know. It's a thing. Do your research. Because that's me. And also communicate that to your teachers, because once your teachers understand that this is how you learn, some of them are not going to care, but there are also some that will go the extra mile to make sure that you understand in the way that you need to understand it. And even if your teachers don't know, if you have a tutor or someone in your family that tutors you, then helping them understand how you learn is going to benefit you in the long run. So you have your whole life ahead of you. Don't rush. And that goes for everything, because, I'm telling you guys, you definitely want to start learning how to manage your money. You definitely want to learn, skill sets on how to make money. And that's going to require you having a job and, all of that stuff, relationships, friendships, stuff like that. A lot of things that you do right now are not going to matter once you get to high school. They matter because it has to do with you learning things, but like a lot of the, like the rumors and the bullies and the drama that you think is going to matter, it's not going to matter once you graduate high school. So it's like, it's better off for your well-being to just avoid it entirely. Number one, you're staying out of trouble. Things are going to go smoother at home. Things are going to go smoother just for you, just in general, like in life. I'm telling you, when you avoid the drama, you're avoiding the stress. It just makes life easier, like I'm telling you. Even with relationships, I'm not going to tell you to not date, but take your time. Don't rush to have sex. Wait until you have someone that genuinely cares about you. The reality is that a lot of boys and a lot of other men will do anything to get in your pants. There are also girls that will do anything to get in your pants. So it's like, you have to be cautious as an individual, man or girl, or boy or girl, about who you're allowing into your space and who you are being active with. It's better to just stay abstinent. Just take your time. It's not worth it. Because 9 times out of 10, it's better for you to focus on yourself and the things that you want to do and becoming a better person on the inside. If the inside is not right, everything else don't matter. All of this doesn't matter. So it's like, future you would thank you a lot if you just hold your horses and work on yourself and your inner qualities, your, you know, what you bring to the table as a person. Work on those things first. Have those things down packed before you start trying to be involved with someone else in any way. And sometimes, you know, having other friends, and sometimes, you know, depending on the maturity level of someone else, they can help you grow. And that's really what you want to look for, friends. And, you know, if you want a boyfriend, you want someone that's going to teach you things, that's going to stimulate your brain, someone that's going to encourage you and support you through the things that you want to do. And that support can look like many things, you know, holding you accountable. It's just, there's a number of ways that can look, but yeah. So just, you know, don't rush into the peer pressure, just all of that stuff. Don't let people peer pressure you. If you don't want to do something, no is a complete sentence. You have your reasonings. You don't have to explain yourself to anybody else. No means no in every way, whether it be drugs, whether it be sex, whether it be you going to their house. Like, just no means no. It's a complete sentence, and it doesn't have to be taken disrespectfully. You have your reasons, and if you choose to explain yourself, then that's cool, but just know that you don't have to. Thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Turn on those post notifications so you can see more of my videos, because it only gets better from here, y'all. And I hope I'm saying what's good to you guys in the next video. Bye.